The Rgb split effect is something which I like to add to most of my projects. It also belongs to that group of effects which try and emulate real lens artifacts, such as the one we just did, you know, the depth of field, vignette, noise, and an Rgb split or chromatic aberration is one of those lens artifacts. In the example, it was very faint, but you could definitely see it. And it's more obvious toward the edges. This lightning in the background, for example, you can see that at the top it's got a little bit of a red fringe, and then below it's blue, and that's the standard red, green, blue split. We can maybe move through the animation and look at other areas, and it's certainly quite visible here. Again, a warm fringe around the outside edge and blue on the inside. And so if you've ever taken a photo on your camera, zoom in real close and you'll see some chromatic aberration on some of them. Anyway, there are two ways to try and do this. The quick and easy way is to create a new adjustment layer, put this below our depth of field, and we want to go to Effect, Magic Bullet Looks, and of course this is a third-party plugin. Let's just go in here. And in the subject section of this tool, you have chromatic aberration. Just open this. I can set the green and magenta to 0.5 and the blue and yellow to 1. And that's all I need. I can then click finished. And in our comp, when we zoom in around the edges, you can see what the effect is doing. So if you have Magic Bullet Looks, just do it that way. It's very simple and quick, but not everybody has this plugin, so let's do it the manual way. We need to right click our main comp, go to Effect, Channel, and Shift Channels. We're gonna start with red. Let's leave that alone and take green from and take blue from. We can set this to full off and full off. And this is going to leave us with just the red channel. We can then make a copy of the original layer, and this time we want to take just green. So set red to full off and green to green, and then the third time around we want to take blue. So those are the three separate channels. We can take the top two and just add them to each other. So the second one is adding to the first layer, and then when we add some blue, we have the full channel range. And now, because these are on three separate layers, we can go to the blue first, press S for the scale, set this to something like 100.5, so a very small change, and then go to the top layer and set this to 101. And that slight offset in scale is what's going to create the Rgb split, and you can see it down here. It's quite obvious. If you want something for comparison, duplicate the top layer and remove the shift channels effect, set it back to normal, and now this is before and the after. And we can do this for other parts of the animation just to see what the difference is. Now this is definitely too extreme, so I might use lower numbers. Let's go for 100.25 for the second layer and 100.5 for the other layer. So I've just reduced that by half, and it's still visible, so that should work. And that's how you create your Rgb split effect if you want to do it manually. See you in the next lesson.